definitely gonna go with Gavin and Ashley because we like Ashley and
Gavin.
And we don't like
Gavin.
I really love Gavin. The
No,
hard
I
part
wasn't
is we'll
implying.
have to
That's what I was
choose.
saying. Exactly.
Mhm.
I was like, Gavin and Ashley are kind of like there, and it's just like, duh.
Mhm.
I'm
Queen Bee and
mapping this out
Percy.
before we go. Yeah, Queen Bee. Yeah, it's probably gonna end up being Gavin and Ashley, Queen Bee and Percy. So
And then
now the
Juniper and
question is
Francine.
Juniper and Francine.
Yeah.
Which
I
is sad
think
because
we've already
the
answered
rating of the
this.
candy store. The rating of the candy store sounds
Mm,
fantastic.
mm.
Unfortunately, they all sound very good. I just happen to really like these characters.
Yeah.
Well, we can always just.
Let's
All
go
right,
with
let's
Juniper
start
and
with which one we
Francine.
want to do the most. I'm willing
I
to
mean,
go with Juniper and Francine.
I'll be honest, I really want to see Juniper and Francine.
Let's
All
knock
right.
that one out first.
Let's just go with Juniper and Francine then. Ready?
Hooray, yes.
Ready.
3, 2, 1. Juniper and Francine are looking at a little map of the walk. It highlights all the shops, cafes, and art galleries along the route. I overheard them discussing it earlier in the day, and it looks like they might have found one.
Oh, lucky! This one is called Driftaway. Cute! Oh, and they also do wine tasting. I'm a fan of wine. And tasting it.
A nice after-lunch Merlot is always a nice treat, isn't it? Juniper and Francine are quite the odd couple, aren't they? But when I reflect on it, they've actually been spending some time together at the Funplex.
Oh my god, that sounds great.
Yes.
Juniper is a self-proclaimed old lady at heart, after all, so it's no wonder they bonded over knitting, cats, and costume jewelry.
Amazing.
Hey, mind if I join you?
Of course not! Francine and I are just deciding on which art gallery to visit first.
I've been in the market to find a unique sculpture made from driftwood, and what better place to get one than a beach itself?
She right?
That
Yeah.
does seem like a wise choice. There is one place that I must visit again. It's called Seascapes, and it's been open since I was a child. I know it's hard for you to imagine, but yes, old Francine was once young and spirited, like you.
Francine, you're honestly somehow young and spirited now. Honestly, I'd be scared to meet young Francine. She would be too powerful.
She's
Young
already
Francine,
powerful.
sorry.
When she's young, she's only using 1% of her power.
I've managed to make all of my power into my core, dearie. It's still here, if not matured.
Oh my god. If not matured. Okay, go on.
Do not confuse wildness for power, young.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm sorry.
No, go on.
I bet you were the talk of the boardwalk, breaking all the hearts.
My, oh my.
Oh, a lady never spills her secrets. But yes, I did have a fair share of the boardwalk.
Ooh, go on. This I must know.
Well, there was this one time that I snuck out in the middle of the night to meet my. It was quite exhilarating. Of course, we simply had to.
Of course.
Of course.
Please. No. Stop. If there is one thing I definitely don't need to know more about, it's my boss's life. I already know too much from my interview with Christine. TMI. She killed a man.
She killed a
Killed
man.
a man.
Poor Frederick. Rip and skip.
He died doing what he loved.
He died doing what he loved most.
I think the game already made this joke.
Oh, of
I don't
course.
care. I don't care. Don't care. It's been months. I can laugh at a joke multiple times.
Continuing on.
Continuing on.
So, Seascapes, that's the name of the gallery. Let's go there now.
Wait, I didn't catch it the first time. But did you say seascapes? The seascapes? The oldest art gallery on the boardwalk?
The one and only. There is a lot of history in these old towns.
It also has an eerie past. Didn't you know? Seascapes is totally haunted.
Francine lets out a snort.
Let's be sensible.
Oh, sweet child. That's preposterous. Ghosts aren't real.
But the Boardwalk Paranormal Society has deemed Seascapes the most haunted place on the coast. As the story goes, the previous owner purchased a particularly gorgeous painting, but what the owner didn't know is that the painting was being possessed with a demonic spirit.
I feel as though we're having another Polybius
Mario.
situation.
Mm.
Mario!
Mario. Mario.
Soon after buying the art and hanging it up in the gallery, the owner got very ill. It was a mysterious illness that no one could cure. Eventually, the gallerist passed. And their ghost has haunted Seascapes to this day.
Curiosity's got me, and after having experienced some unexplainably stuff in the recentish past, I pull out my phone and look it up. Juniper's not lying. I've heard several spooky stories about this art gallery. Maybe it's haunted by the memories of the past, but surely you can't believe in such childish superstitions.
Oh dear.
Archie, talk some sense into Juniper.
Artie's never been able to do that ever.
Nope.
What? Me? I always like when Artie says what.
What?
What?
Come on, Artie, back me up on this.
Oh, we gotta pick a friend.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Well, the truth is,
I totally believe in ghosts.
Ghosts aren't real.
there are unexplainable things.
Hmm.
I believe Artie believes in
I
ghosts
totally
because
believe
Polybius.
Artie believes in ghosts.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt
Especially after their previous experiences.
it. Never forget Polybius.
Artie believes in ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I am a believer in the paranormal, especially after stuff that went down surrounding Polybius.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
Maybe science can explain Polybius in the end, but it's a tough sell completely passing it off as plausible using only 1980 whatever chips. Oh, the stories I can tell of the house I grew up, locked doors opening by themselves, flickering lights, and even full body apparition. I've seen it all.
Your ghost stories are the best. They always send chills down my spine. Tell me one again.
You young people and your willingness to believe anything is admirable. But we should stop dilly-dallying. Save the stories for night bonfires. I got to see a man about some wood. Juniper and I hold back a chuckle.
Francine, we should work on your word choice.
She knows what she said.
She knows what she said.
She knows exactly what she said.
Isn't that what all the youngins say nowadays?
Or
She knows what she said. I refuse to believe it. I'm sorry. One short walk down the boardwalk later, and we arrive at, well, I don't notice anything overtly haunted. The building itself isn't dilapidated, but it could use a new paint job and a new fence, and maybe upgrade the windows. Being right on the boardwalk with wide open doorways, we can walk right in and hopefully not have the whole thing collapse on top of us. Okay, so it's a mess of a building compared to the other shops along the boardwalk, but it adds to the historic charm. But to its defense, it does have a sign on the window that says free wine tasting, so I know Juniper will be ecstatic about that.
Yes.
Ooh, free wine tastings.
As if on cue. I'm so thrilled. It hasn't changed in years. Still looks like how I remember it. Francine takes a deep breath as a smile creases her wrinkled cheeks. The only other times I've seen her this elated is when she's talking about the flex.
Aw.
Aw.
She takes a moment's pause before walking through the door. Juniper looks over at me, side-eyed.
Let's hope the only thing scary about this place isn't just their selection of reds.
Hey.
What's the name of that one red?
I don't.
Red rum?
You know I don't know
No.
anything about wine.
No, not no. I was thinking about paint.
Oh, paint.
Cadmium?
Cadmium.
Good, that good cadmium red. You know, I
That's
almost went with
terrible.
Elizurian Crimson, but I realized that cadmium is more common. And anyway, sidebar about paint.
I forgot we were talking about wine. Cadmium red? What?
Cadmium red's one of the cheaper ones.
It's still nice,
You
though.
can get it at Home Depot.
You can't.
I did
Well,
check.
you can, but it's like,
can't?
You can get the artist grade at Home Depot.
That's-
It's just in a very small bottle.
yeah, I mean, that's how it is
Ah.
with artist grade. Any paint.
Anything.
What's
Anything.
that? Do you want a tube the size of my thumb? Christian Trzynski's thumb, specifically? That will be $20. I'm not joking.
I know you're not. I hold back a cackle as I wish. I'm sorry, the idea of Artie cackling. Every time Artie's happy, I'm happy.
Right?
Yay.
I love them so
Sure.
much.
A small bell rings, as with most small shops on the strip, alerting the gallery owner of arrival. Paintings adorn the walls, beautiful scenes of the ocean, sea life, and of the boardwalk itself, each having its own unique style. There are copper statues of whale flukes and colorful glass-blown orbs mixed in among the paintings. Several people are talking in hushed tones around the gallery, and I notice Francine's impressive selection of driftwood creations. Over here, dearies. I think I found one.
Ooh. Already? You've only been in here for 5 minutes.
Honey, when you're as old as I am, you don't have to sit around and deliberate about art. You go with what feels right, follow your heart, and all that jazz.
That's fair. But I wanted to peruse the art a bit more. I was hoping maybe a ghastly hand would grab my shoulder. Or maybe I'd see an actual ghost.
We can stay as long as you like. I'm in no rush.
Yes! Come at me, ghosties!
So, Francine, what did you decide on? As a kid, visiting art galleries was never my... So I had no idea the amount of things you could make out of the driftwood. Stick wreaths, candle holders, tables. Francine points to a heart weaved together from several sea-worn branches.
Aw.
Simple
Aw,
and meaningful.
that's adorable!
Yes.
It reminds me not only of the many times my late husband beach, but it also reflects my love for the ocean.
How romantic! I hope one day my partner will buy me something like that. Artie, you've been my partner in crime for forever, and I want to get something to remember this trip by.
If you have the coin, I'm sure Seascapes has the wares.
Oh, they said the thing!
Hey.
But what should I get? Will you help me choose something? I mean, it'd be going in our apartments. You should get a say in this. No, just by all means.
Sure thing, Juniper. I take some time to go over my options. I need to find something that Juniper will like and cherish. This is an important decision. Thanks, game.
And here you are, another important decision.
Choose wisely.
I don't want to choose the wrong thing and disappoint her. We've been through so much together, and I want her to know how much she means to me.
Aww.
Oh.
See anything worthwhile?
I think I found the perfect thing. What do you think about...
A beautiful painting of the ocean.
A glass-blown sculpture of a jellyfish.
this bottle of wine?
I mean, she did say that she liked wine.
She did say that she liked wine, but, listen, I'd like to believe that Artie and Juniper are old enough to be past their, like, bachelor, bachelorette, non-binary version of bachelor. Anyway, past the phase of, you know what makes great decoration? Alcohol bottles!
Alcohol!
Wow! That counts as decoration, right? It doesn't. It does
I feel
not
like
count as
wine is a
decoration.
special case. Be classy with certain wines.
That's
of
true, that's
decoration,
true.
Depending on how you present it.
That's
like
fair.
you can't just put
That's
it on
fair.
top of your thing. You got to put it in a gotta put it in like a holder. But
You're correct. That's
Yeah.
fair.
No, that's fair.
I actually like the glass blown jellyfish.
Me
I think she
too.
would appreciate it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
that
think it
sounds
would be-
cool. Let's do that one.
This is an
Okay.
important decision.
Jellyfish.
Very important.
Jellyfish.
Jellyfishing, jellyfishing, jellyfishing.
Jellyfishing.
Are we going jellyfishing?
Yes.
Yes.
We're going jellyfishing.
Ah, this is cute and peculiar enough, just like Juniper's taste. She's sure to find satisfaction in this. I don't think you're ready for this jellyfish.
Really?
Juniper laughs, but then realizing I was serious, quiets down quickly. Oh.
Oh. Oh, I mean, it's really adorable. Jellyfish are so weird. Just stomachs, tentacles, and gonads.
Isn't that all you need in life?
Yes. You're
Of
right, Artie.
course.
I like an animal with a brain, personally. But to each their own.
God dang it.
Aw.
we're trying,
I mean,
trying
she's
to
still
say it's cute and
smiling.
weird like you, honey.
Still smiling though.
In our
so-
defense, we haven't gotten to spend
We
as much
haven't
time
really
with
spent a
Juniper.
lot of time with Juniper.
Mhm.
Thanks anyway, Artie. The sentiment isn't lost on me.
Aw.
Well, kids, I'm about done here. I don't have as much energy as you both do, and I think I'm ready for my afternoon nap.
I'll walk you to the hotel, Francine. And a little afternoon siesta does sound nice, especially because there will be lots to do later on tonight.
You are such a dear, Juniper.
Damn right, this is the
Yes,
best.
she is.
I think I might go back to see.
Taking advantage of your vacation is something. Did any of you hear that?
I did hear a low
I
rumbling.
did hear that.
You did? I didn't hear anything.
Hear what, dearie?
It sounded like a woman saying, "Save yourselves."
Ooh.
No. Are you sure?
I wouldn't lie about this. And did you feel that shift in temperature?
It's just a sweet ocean breeze tickling your face. Don't let those ghost tales get to your head. Well, you both were just on your way out, so
Good point. See you later, Artie.
thanks for joining this old lady on her shopping expedition. Juniper practically drags poor Francine outside the gallery as fast as she can. Once out of sight, I reflect once more on the allure of the art and make my way outside and tag along with the others. Who to hang out with?
Oh,
A
there's-
woman saying save yourselves. Low mumbling. Oh my god. It's Polybius! The arcade machine has come to life! Save yourselves!
Oh no! Oh my god.
Queen Bee and Percy?
I think Gavin and Ashley.
Well,
'Cause
I'm
that's-
I'm going by like it's weird that I'm going by opposite order of
That's fair. I guess I'm scared we'll suddenly not have as many options as we did last
You're
time.
right.
Just to
You're
be
I
right.
safe.
actually have no preference this time, so go not. I'm not being quiet for the sake of being cryptic this time.
Well, I love Gavin and I love Ashley.
I do love both of them very much. Let's go!
All right.
All right.
All right.
The primary appeal of this place for me was always the. I rarely swam in the ocean. I preferred indoor swimming in pools to unpredictable waves. That meant boardwalk crawls, arcade games, tokens, and joystick. Although as I approach one of these open-air arcades, well, I don't see a single joystick.
Impressive.
I forgot how ripped Gavin is! He's just
and
so
here we have-
jacked!
We have Exhibit A and Exhibit B, the cute and the hot.
He lifts like 5 pinball machines every morning, and that's how he stays this jacked!
God damn it.
Sorry, continue.
Your laugh is infectious.
Gavin, I need you to come back.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Gavin. I need you to put on a shirt. It's very distracting.
Interesting. I'd hazard these arcades are 100% redemption games. I suppose it's for the best. Naomi's distracted by looking for saltwater taffy. She'd hate this place. I've noticed this industry trend away from anything vaguely resembling a traditional arcade game and towards touchscreens and prize tickets.
Lame.
Ugh. I suppose it was inevitable. If not for a strong showing for joysticks through the 80s and 90s, it would have happened sooner.
A game's a game, you know? I can enjoy just about anything. Oh, and hey, there's pinball! You like pinball, right, Gavin?
Ooh.
Ooh, and skee ball! I love!
Alley rollers.
What?
Huh?
Technically, skee ball, trademark, depending on spelling and hyphenation, is a registered trade. These are simply alley rollers, manufactured by a different company.
I see. So you call it cello tape instead of calling it Scotch tape. You're that.
Can't, or like bandages instead of band-aids.
Yep.
Basically.
Sheesh, way to suck the fun out of it.
Apologies for my innate killjoy nature.
I love him.
I love him
He's
so
a good-
much.
Allow me to make it up to you by actually having some fun.
Is that even possible? Will your ultra cool guy exterior allow your inner softie to be exposed?
No. I mean, if you'll let me finish. How about a alley roller con?
You dick.
Each of us gets 5 tokens to score the most points. Whoever loses buys the other ice cream.
He's got to make sure he has to include some sort of thing to like it is not
Pretty much.
No, it has to be for something.
It has to be for a reason.
Now we're talking. Oh, hey, Artie, want to join it? Want to join in? Make this a 3-way dance?
Maybe all the joysticks are gone, but I'm certainly a long-time skee ball trademark fanatic. I'd likely clean the floor with these two. Still. Ruin their lives, Artie.
Destroy them. I'm a skee ball wizard. I got this.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Ice cream. I'm in.
I like the idea of making Artie kind of brag about it this time.
Yeah.
It's like Artie would never, but also Artie
Totally would.
So wizard. Okay, I'm torn between wizard
they
or the
though?
dorky Hunger Games reference.
Absolutely.
Same.
God.
I feel like our Artie is more likely to make the Hunger Games reference.
Yeah.
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 We follow Artie as they are. May the odds be ever in your favor.
May the odds be ever in Scott.
May
Odds in your favor.
the odds be ever in their favor.
May the odds be ever in your favor. In all fairness, I'm something of a skee ball master. Still, may the odds be ever in. You know, just understand that it's. I like how it comes off as like, oh, you know, you plebeian. I can't. I'm sorry, I can't participate. I would mop the floor with you. I'm glad we still got a little bit of it.
Which will be me, of course.
Ooh, a Gavin boast. That's rare.
He completely destroys Queen Bee in a. Gavin went to the beach and he
To
decided.
be fair, part
it's
of that
my
was by
day.
technicality because Ari gave them the win.
Like as soon as he took off the shirt, all of his inhibitions were gone. It was time
he was
to
wearing
pose.
weighted clothing. Like
all
Dragon Ball.
of Gavin's inhibitions are gone now.
The only thing
It's shirtless
the
Gavin time.
only thing holding him back was that tie, and now.
Yeah. Now he presents his true form.
So you see, the tie is what
Oh
was
god,
holding
a
him.
witch cursed my neck.
You see, the tie was what was holding him back, but those rips in those jeans were proof that from the get-go he was like this on the inside. We just didn't know.
we were so focused on his tie that we missed the rips.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. You know what? I'm not sorry. This is fun.
This is so good.
Apologize.
Let's go.
I'm ready. Let's go.
It's not a boast if it's a fact.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Our coins rattle into the slot, tinking along the metal chute. Artie, you're not playing. I guess Artie decided to
no.
play next to them.
Let them
No, I
live.
think the
Okay.
way that they
Yeah.
talked made it imply that they're actually playing.
Okay.
I get why you'd
So
think from
they-
how they talked that it might seem like they were like, no, I'll sit this one out. But I think the intent was supposed to be, oh no, I'm great, but yeah, I'll play.
I suppose.
All I know is that
And
it's
Artie-
good either way. I'm here for it.
Artie's narration says R, so I choose to
Yeah,
believe.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
5 tokens, highest cumulative score wins. I suppose if it's 3 players, the 2 losers split the cost of the ice cream.
I remember playing tons of alley rollers back when I was a kid, roaming up and down the boardwalks of.
I'm sorry, can we just appreciate the little air quotes above alley rollers?
Yes.
Like riding a bike, those are physical skills you never really forget. My grip on the gnarly old wooden ball feels completely natural, even now. We drop in our tokens and line up for our first throws. It takes a few rolls for me to find my sweet spot. But eventually, I'm right where I need to be in the scores, which unfortunately can't be said for my coworkers.
Oh, come on. I totally should have landed that one, hundo.
Rather disappointing.
These machines are a bit beat up from exposure and play. I wouldn't be surprised if they're unbalanced.
My controller's broken. I need to.
My controller's broken. Or they're rigged, like those Carney games. Like those Carney games Teo and Percy were playing earlier.
But they aren't. I'm hitting my shots, no problem. I could whisper some advice to maybe an edge. It's cheating, sure, but we're all getting ice cream in the end, so who cares?
Psst, Gavin, here's the trick.
Psst, Ashley, here's the trick.
Nah, the winner is me. I kinda want Artie to.
You want Artie to what?
I know that this is like a romantic decision thing, but I kinda want Artie to destroy the most.
I mean, okay, first of all, he's already high up with Ashley as it is, and second of all, yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I think the real question is if we want to move Gavin up.
If we want to
there on
move
the
Gavin
listing.
forward.
Yeah.
Well, this is only to move Gavin forward for romantic purposes, because we can always move him forward in the upcoming chapters.
Well, yes, I know it's for romantic purposes.
I see.
I really like Gavin. I don't know if I've been secretive about this.
Oh no,
Yes.
Kristen,
Maybe
I
a
wouldn't
little
know
bit.
at all if you had any sort of positive feeling towards Gavin. You've never said that, like, ever.
Only, for whatever reason, only one flower on his shorts is like darker
It's
and has
really
thicker
thick,
lines
yeah.
than
The outline
rest.
is a lot thicker than the rest of
But
them.
only the one.
The one on the bottom right.
Yeah. Sorry, I just noticed it and now I can't stop noticing it.
See, he specifically bought this pair of shorts for that reason. He's just like, oh no, I want to throw off their balance. I'm gonna find the graphic designers in the middle of the street.
Graphic design is not my... Yeah, graphic design is not my passion, Artie.
Yes, I can see that.
You have many passions, Gavin, but I can see that graphic design is not one of them.
You know, Artie wouldn't notice though, because we've established that graphic design is definitely not
Graphic
Artie's
design is
passion.
not Artie's
That's a
passion.
Juniper thing. Definitely not an Artie thing.
Artie's just like, oh, cool flowers.
Cool flowers.
Basically.
Cool flowers.
I really like that bright one that my eyes go toward.
Yeah, like I love it. Draws my eye right to the middle of your thigh.
Artie's just like, oh wow, that looks really nice. Oh, and the swimsuit is good too.
My name's Artie, but I sure ain't good at art. Hey. We're stalling. We're
I
stalling.
know.
Oh yeah, 2-minute timer.
I think I'm the
Oh,
only
God.
one that actually wants Gavin as a romantic option. So
Here's the thing. I just think it's funny if
no, you're correct. It is funny if
agree.
Artie
Winner
just
is
says
me.
No,
Gavin
it's-
is me.
yeah, so like it
That's
doesn't
fine.
really. No. It's a great decision.
It-
I- let the
Because
chat pick.
I'm sadly the chat pick because I'm sadly in a position where it's like, oh man, but I want Gavin to be a romantic option later down the line today, but also it'd be really funny.
yeah.
I can't see the chat, so y'all are gonna have to tell me what they
I
said.
got it.
Chat, what do
looking.
you guys think?
All 6 people.
All six,
Watching.
7 people. There are 7 now.
I'm one of them though.
There are 7 of them now.
Sure. I see 2 for Gavin,
Oh.
3 for Gavin.
Wow, damn. I am
1 for Artie.
surprised. That's 3 for
wait.
Gavin and
I'll
1
wait
for
10
Artie.
more seconds and then.
Yeah. I think currently we're leaning toward Gavin though, because that's
Given the fact there are 7 people here, and
yeah,
half of
that's
that they wanted Gavin, and I'm
One
pretty
more
sure one
person
of them
says
is you.
Artie, but that's 3 to 2, so.
yeah. I think we're going with Gavin.
Alright.
Here you
1,
go.
2, 3.
Dun dun dun.
I lean in close to Gavin to give him a tip. Aim for the 40-point pot, always. Gavin quirks an eyebrow at me. Seems to catch on to why I'm suggesting it right away. No further words needed. He's a smart boy. The trick for skee ball trademark is accuracy. The 100-point pot is a trap. Hitting it takes precision on a clunky old game. But aim dead center? And you'll always net a reasonable amount of points. 20 at worst, 50 at best.
Yep.
Soon enough, the scores are in, and Gavin's won the game, scraping slightly past me and leaving Ashley in the dust.
Oh.
Dang, give the boy a tip, and then suddenly
Suddenly, just.
he outdid the master.
Aw.
No! I didn't want to see that.
No!
Eh.
But I lost.
Apologies.
To be fair, Artie
Gavin's
gave me some
snitch.
advice.
You snitch.
Snitch.
Yellow card! Yellow card! Foul on the play! Tainted results! But you can make it up to me by having us split the ice cream 3 ways. Everybody wins. Oh.
That seems fair.
Indeed.
Most importantly, we had fun. Arcades are meant to be places where friends can gather and have fun playing with each other. Beachside or in a shopping plaza, with or without joysticks. That's our goal. Let's take back a lesson today that we should always endeavor to provide fun, first and foremost. Whatever shape it takes, that is our mission.
God, Gavin, you nerd.
This big nerd.
I love
We
him.
love him.
Still found a way to turn this into a working vacation, huh?
Shut the fuck up. I mean, but an enjoyable one.
Gavin?
I said, but an enjoyable one.
Okay, I'm just making sure you're okay, man.
I'm good. I'm good.
Checking in.
Thank you.
We grab ice cream cones from a vendor on the board, swapping work stories, laughing and having a blast. It's probably the happiest I've seen Gavin. At work, he's all business, but here, he can crack a smile, even as he's analyzing arcades. And Ashley just exudes sunshine and cheer everywhere she goes. She's a good influence on him, clearly.
Nice.
But time's ticking, and I've got other stops to make.
Specifically one.
It feels good being out and about with everyone, away from the funplex, away from work. Just friends having a great time in a place designed for great times. With our newfound success, I hope we can do this more often. Who to hang out with?
We got one more option.
Yeah, we
And
gotta
I think
go,
we know what we're doing anyways.
gotta go hang out with Percy and Queen Bee.
We
Queen
gotta
Bee
go
and
hang out with
Percy.
Percy and Queen
Also,
Bee.
funnel cake.
Funnel cake!
Fuck, I want
God,
funnel cake
Artie's just
now.
like ice cream, funnel cake, everything.
I mean,
Everything.
Basically.
That's what I do at theme parks and boardwalks. Every
Never been to-
snack. All of them. All of
I've
the
been-
snacks.
I've never been to a boardwalk. So
I've only been
How
to
do
a
you
boardwalk
maintain the figure
once.
that you have again?
I exercise a
she's
lot.
tiny and she
I
exercises a lot.
envy you.
I exercise a lot. Also, I have a really, really pretty good metabolism.
I envy that as well.
Kristen, you also generally eat well.
That's
like
true.
You take pretty good care of yourself.
That's true. Most of my I eat a I can't imagine eating a meal without vegetables in it.
Mhm.
It's mostly a balanced diet, but when I'm
No, I
on
agree.
vacation or something. If I'm on vacation though, I'm just like every snack, all of them. Do you want a snack? I always want one. Some people drink. I eat a lot of food. That's my life. It's a good time. Recommend it. Ouch. Okay, let's do it.
Let's
Queen
get
Bee
this
and
funnel
Percy.
cake.
Let's do it.
Sitting on
God,
some
they're,
benches,
they're so hot. Sorry, continue.
It's okay, Kristen. Calm down.
Queen Bee's really hot.
Sitting on some benches just outside a fried dough stand, Percy and Queen Bee are sharing a funnel cake dusted with white sugar. Seriously? You've never had this stuff before?
Not much carny show in England, I'm afraid. And this is my first time visiting a beach in the colonies.
The colonies.
Colonies.
Wait, you can eat this, right? I mean, it's basically fried grease and sugar. Your heart won't explode?
It's not an issue of artery congestion. And Lord knows I eat plenty of instant ramen and fast food. One little sugary treat won't be the tipping point.
Oh, hey, Artie. Join us. No, you can eat this huge thing by ourselves. I settle in to pick at the delicious fried dough, just like I used to have back when we came here regularly. So Percy and I were talking shop, and even if you aren't a pro gamer, maybe you've got some valuable input, you know?
Pro gamer.
Pro gamer!
You got some pro gamer tips, yo. See, our Moopyaholic buddy here doesn't believe in being a full-time professional gamer.
Don't think so.
Oh, it's not that I don't believe in it. I just don't see it as a stable occupation for a young person to undertake.
Oh, okay, we're getting into some existential career talk here.
You see, back when I was a boy... If you're entirely reliant on the wavering loyalty of corporate sponsors and streaming subscribers, alongside any prize money you may or may not be winning, well... I suppose I'm just too risk-average to walk that path. I prefer a sound investment.
Whereas I love risk. No risk, no reward. Yeah, at any moment it could all come crashing down, and I end up living in my parents' basement again. But I love to fight for my future. Just like Artie. They were an unemployed bum before finding the funplex, so nowhere to go but up.
Thanks, Queen Bee.
Hey now.
You know.
It's not like I was living under a bridge.
Opportunity knocked, and I answered.
I didn't actually plan any of this.
I like opportunity knocked and I answered.
I like that or the last one, so either of those work well.
Opportunity knocked and I answered.
Alright.
Opportunity knocked and I answered. Opportunity for work presented itself. I took it. It's a simple equation, really. A job's a job. The funplex is a fun job, but it's still a job. Right, but it's also a risky one. That's what I'm getting at. It's gainful employment in the end, but the only reason you aren't still eating pizza bagels is because you voluntarily took risks and made them pay for you.
I think we're still eating the pizza bagels, but
But that's like I got
that's
stuck in the
your
voice I was
fault,
saying.
man.
But that's like a problem with your iris kind of thing. That's not a
How are you in the shape that you're in?
I'm not saying my path's for everyone. Abandoning the safer road in favor of the wild ride, it takes a certain mindset to make that work. But I promise you that those of us willing to make that leap are having a rewarding life as a result.
Satisfying, not rewarding.
That depends on your definition of rewarding, Percy.
Being a school teacher is satisfying, but sadly, society does not reward it its due. Many satisfying paths in life are also fraught with disaster due to this. It's survivorship bias. People see rock stars and football heroes and think they can make it big too, but those success stories are a percent of a percent of a percent. And what happens later in life to the sports hero who abandoned all other paths? What skills do you fall back on when your window closes?
I can answer this. I can actually answer this.
You've succeeded so far, Queen Bee. But remember, not too long ago, you were terrified of being drummed out of your team and tossed on the street.
I wouldn't
Wow.
say terrified. It was more like a mild reluctance at best.
Maybe you were terrified.
Couldn't you pursue dominance in your game of choice without making it your entire existence? I don't really play Moopy all day. I trade stock in my off hours. Why not consider a day job with your gameplay occupying the remaining hours?
I feel like she'd die.
Yeah, no. Also, if you're a pro gamer, you really don't have time for a day job.
Yeah.
I do see where he's coming from, though. But sometimes
I see where
it's-
he's coming from.
Yeah.
It's just like, as a freelance artist.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's a free. I
Nope,
mean, I know.
no way.
No way, no how. Fist of Discomfort takes absolute dedication. I can't be at the top of my game and at the top of the game if I'm also burgers or filing paperwork. Percy, competitive level play requires intensive training. You can't get around the time investment, but you can make it pay double. That's where streaming comes in. Whenever I'm training, I'm streaming. Subs and donations make me money while my skills go up, up, up. It's a win-win.
I suppose I can see the need for time investment, yes. But it's not like streaming revenues are stable either.
Stares at
Scream.
Twitch.
Right, stares at our Twitch stream.
How many people are here? 7. One of them Scott.
Hey, right
I-
now we're at 9, according
Oh my
to
god! And one
Streamlabs.
Scott.
God, hi. I keep track of the comments. Perhaps Audie can help settle this question. Tell them, Naegi. I mean, what do you think? Is it better to wholly devote your life to a risky proposition in search of happiness, or to hedge your bets and find balance?
This is that good old existential arcade spirits
You
that I
know, when
come
I was
here-
writing up the title for this episode, I initially wrote beach episode and existential dread, and then I changed it to just emotions because I figured it was just going to be a fun beach episode, and I should have known better. Also, Farron's just gave us 5 bits with the word stability. Thank you so much, Ferenz. With your 5 bits, Internet Remix can finally go on. We can pay our 22 people who are in this group. Like, I
Hey
can-
now.
No, really, every bit helps. Thank you so much. I just
I'm only laughing because it's like stability.
stability.
You earned a +5 stability.
Like I'm sorry, I heard that it just 5 stability, and my brain just read it in the most deadpan
I just
Stability.
imagine someone like just taking a nickel, slamming it on the table in front of me, looking me dead in my eyes, and going stability, and I'm like,
Stability.
someone's supporting me, and then like I pick up the nickel, and I'm like, now I need more of these.
I can't even get a gumball. But I can work towards a gumball.
I can
Ow.
All invest in Bitcoin.
But yes, back to existential discussions about jobs and following your dreams.
Bets and find a balance. God, the question I asked my Here's the thing, Queen Bee is the type of person where, like,
May I make a
she's
suggestion?
gotta, yeah,
Let's get to the answers first.
That's
you're
fair.
fair.
Queen Bee's right, no risk, no reward.
Percy's right. Take chances, but carefully.
I've got no idea on it.
So the thing is, it's very different depending on the person. Like, in the case of what Queen Bee is going in for, like, you know, if you're starting to, from what I've gathered of that sort of field, like, if you're starting to make money, the only way to get good enough to do it pro is to, you know, do the risk. And yeah, that's true. It might be in the future you don't have those skills to fall back on, but, you know, the truth is you can still get other skills from that sort of hustle. And also, you know, you can go and learn other skills once that career is over. Like, people go to school or take, you know, or do them good Skillshare classes or whatever at, like, all points of life. So if you have the chance to go for the risk, I think that you should go for it.
It's like, he brought up the football player analogy, and coming from
Coming from what?
as
You
in-
cut out.
coming from a sports family, as in, like, my family to an extent has done professionals. It's one of those things where it's like you kind of have to, like, decide this is what I'm going to do and then accept the consequences later. And the thing is, it's like you think those consequences would be worse than they are, but a lot of them would not take it back for the world. And it is kind of like my mom admittedly didn't have to pay for college because she got a sports scholarship. And then later on she became a firefighter. It's just like how it goes. It's not like she did sports for the rest of her life. She was offered to, and she had children. And there is some difficulty with her in finding some jobs now. She did have to go back to college. But it is one of those where it's like, again, I don't think she would trade having done that. And given what Queen Bee is doing, and given, like, I don't know what it's like in the arcade spirits world, but giving how the game crash didn't happen in their world, this is probably a more viable, like, avenue than it is even in our thing. It seems as though she's already doing enough to make more than I don't know how to put this, as in, like, we're a very small streaming channel, and yet I still spend all my time working on this to get better at it,
Yeah,
and I would not trade that.
agreed.
I will admit that I still have to, you still have to do a day job in the meantime. I don't know, I'm also taking a, am I allowed to go on this long? Sorry.
No, go ahead, we're fine.
'cause-
We talk about this a lot. I think
Can-
it's worth.
Okay, well, because I'm also taking a class on this right now. I'm actually taking a marketing class because I'm going to school for music production. And in our textbook, it specifically says it's going to seem incredibly alluring to get that day job. But some people, if you do that, you will never go back to doing the thing that you like.
Yeah, that was actually the case at art school too. Like, the statement was, you know, if you do get a day job, you have to make sure you're the sort of person where after your day job you come home and you draw. And if you can't do that, you may be better off, you know, finding a way to let yourself live while you try to make the art thing work.
It's like you got to pick one. Some people have to pick one or the other. This is my main
Mhm.
problem with the question is
And-
like if we were talking to Queen. Sorry. Go specific.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say if we're talking to
Go.
Queen Bee specifically as a person, then I would tell her to keep going. If we were talking to Percy as a person, I would tell him, yeah, no, day job. It's different for everyone.
Yeah.
And like the game's kind of under the assumption that person is playing. There are 3 of us.
Yeah.
Go, Scott.
Mhm.
Now, it's interesting for me because if we're talking, how do I put this? I am a living embodiment of that third option right there. And I say that because I am a musician at heart. I love singing. I am a vocalist. But I also live with a family that has been pushing me to take another path because they're essentially saying, don't do that, it won't pay the bills, you've got to take another path in life. Essentially saying, don't take risks. And I get where they're coming from, but I really want to fucking sing. Meanwhile, I also see the benefit in taking the safer path because, as Phoenix has actually said earlier, yeah, I probably won't be living my happiest life, but I mean, at least I'll be living, at least I'll be eating. It's
There's a level of
I,
stability.
I'm a yes man. I don't want to disappoint people. So I don't know what path I want to take.
Mm.
So this is a difficult choice for me.
Oh
Personally.
no, same boat. I feel
Mhm.
you. Like I'm talking up Queen Bee's like aspect of it, but that's because I feel like I've heard per a million times.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
like I'm talking about one more, but honestly speaking, I'm kind of like dead in the center. as in it's just kind of like and I've been forced into a position where I kind of have to live the Queen Bee lifestyle because no one wants to hire me. So it's it's been it's been interesting.
Yeah, like
Like
I took Percy's angle, but every time I had a day job, I have been happier and made more money doing what I love versus like just took a generic day job to keep myself going. And the thing is that part of it is just because like I really don't function well without having like some sort of project or thing that I'm just pouring my all into. So for me, living without that, just doing a day job is like it like completely ground me down and crushed me the couple of times I had to do that. So I personally can't go back to it because it kind of wrecked me. But also like if you I guess I'm like if you can handle doing a day job well, getting your passions going, I think that's the better way to do it. But the question is, are you able
that
to
type of person?
Yeah, are you the person who can like balance it and make the thing actually happen? Because some people are. Because
Like
it's
yeah.
not always viable to, just quit and do the thing. Like, that's true. But you have to ask yourself sometimes if playing it safe means that, like,
you can't actually
do the thing
ascend.
you want. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like back when I was working a regular job because someone hired me. Sorry. Back when I was working a regular job, actually if you guys look back at my output, I was more productive when it came to art because I had something else to do throughout the day. So it's like I come home, I'm still excited to draw because I haven't gotten to do it all day.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like or on my days off I'd be like, gotta get this done because I can't do it now, and I'm slowly learning how to do what I want as my job because I have to now.
Mm-hmm.
So it I when getting to the game aspect of this, I know that this is a romantic kind of question, but
Is it?
honestly I feel like it is. I feel like this is a question about like who you're going to follow.
Oh, that
Yeah.
yeah. yeah.
That's what I mean by romantic kind of question. I mean, as in, like, this is more about the path that we're going to choose in the game. But, like, I'm also weirdly taking it as, like, having a moment to myself. And the honest answer is, I don't know.
Yeah.
like if somebody were to ask me on the street, I'd probably say take chances but carefully. If somebody were to ask me on the street, it might not sound like that because what I've been saying for the past like 5 minutes,
Mm.
but I'd most likely say to them what Percy's saying: oh, take chances but do it carefully. But the reality of my life right now is no risk, no reward. So of course I have no idea because my reality does not match my perception.
Yeah.
So let me say this then. What do you think Artie would say?
Artie doesn't have any fucking clue about anything ever.
Yeah.
There's our answer.
I don't. So here's the thing. I'm like, I know we're trying to lean toward getting Percy up as a romantic option, and I know that given how the game is right now, this is meant to be setting one of them up for a romantic path. But I don't want to tell Queen Bee that Percy's statements are right for her, because for her path,
I don't think
they really aren't.
I don't think that's what we're doing. I think we're just saying this is our opinion. This is their opinion.
I guess. I
guess there comes secondary implication. Whenever you say something, no matter where it is, it does not exist in a void. This is talking outside of the game and just in general. Whenever you say something, it doesn't exist in a void. You can say something and it will affect the person who heard it, whether or not, like, you intended to or not. Whether you directly said anything. This is a video game, so it's not exactly going
I was gonna
life.
say, this is Arcade
But-
Spirits.
like, we're not gonna go into the whole we're thinking too hard thing. But I'm saying I understand why Kristen feels like that.
Yeah.
Where's that 2-minute timer?
It's off. I turned it off for
Yeah, we
the-
just wanted to
because, like,
discuss the
confusing.
topic.
I feel like Arcade Spirits is like our artsy fartsy party nights, except like
Basically.
there's like a path.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like we just kind of
No,
stop and talk
definitely.
about life.
All right,
Well,
but yeah, I feel like I've got
Yes.
the most arty answer.
I've got no idea.
I've got no idea, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, if we're going to play this as though we're playing as a like
Yeah.
gamer who's trying
Definitely.
to win a romantic option.
Yeah, I wish they'd given us a more fun thing for these two, because I want to ramp up Percy for romantic options, but this, I'm like, no, I can't.
You know what? We have bonus stars.
I was gonna say Percy's pretty high for us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only person who would be like suffering for this is Queen.
I've told you that the game will automatically let us pick our top 3, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think let's go with I've got no idea, honestly, just because, like, it's such a...
It's such an arty answer.
Yeah.
Thank you, Two Flower! I love watching streamers hit this part of the game. Existential chaos always ensues and it nourishes me. Thanks!
Well, I'm
Thanks.
glad to know that we can provide your existential chaos. All right, I've got no idea, honestly. Let's go.
Yeah.
3,
2,
2,
go.
1. Sorry, guys. I just can't say one way or the other. Life comes at you fast, you know? Sometimes you need to jump on an opportunity. Sometimes you need to be careful. I'm still trying to figure out which is which. You go, Artie. Most of the time, I'm just sort of meandering from milestone to milestone in life. I wish I had a strategy, and I wish I had bravery, but... Hey, don't sell yourself short. You've made it this far, yeah?
Oh, shit, sorry.
That's you!
You haven't had to read in so long.
Here, here. You may not have your life sorted out, but today is proof that you've come quite a ways from those early days.
Look, regardless of how we're aiming for, I know we'll all get there. I'll get my trophy, Purr will get a score, the kid will get, I don't know, a gold-plated arcade to call their own? Artie's Palace? Ick. With the neglected funnel cake cooling off, the 3 of us focus on putting away our sugar after that. Oh, I want funnel cake now.
Oh god, I really want funnel cake.
Think it's that season? No.
No, it's not that season.
No, it's fall. That's funnel cake season.
Yes,
That's when
I
the fair
know.
comes to town.
See, my local fair came in like the summer, so.
Oh, our fair isn't coming until like a week from now.
Our fair just passed, so
Like it's definitely always cold for the fair for us. We're each walking different paths, but I can't say any of us are willing to settle for anything less than our dream. I feel satisfied with that answer.
Pumpkin
Yeah.
spice funnel cake. Fuck! Don't suggest those kind of things to me, Two Flower. Like fuck! I want
So have
that.
so have we just been sitting in the exact same spot all after?
Yes.
Awesome.
The rest of the afternoon passes in a blur. Soon the sun has gone down, the Flotsam Beach is a calmer place, a more chill vibe as the day's manic energy is long since spent. It's also clear the group will be breaking up soon. They've already changed back to their regular clothes, done with the beach as a whole. Goodbye, beach clothes.
Goodbye.
Some are talking about checking out the nightlife scene around here, some just want to relax in their hotel rooms, some are simply heading back to the city. Leaving me alone for a moment with... It's been a wonderful day, definitely. There's only one thing that could improve it. A risk. A daydream. But maybe one worth taking. I happen to know a few things about dreams. Beep beep, Artie! Yeah, I know. You want me to ask someone on a date? Only if you want to. I know I was kind of pushy here. I'm sorry. But if you want this, now is the moment. Everything in my calculations say it's the perfect time.
Wouldn't it be nice to have an Iris there to tell you now is the moment?
God. Yes.
Like,
If
for instance,
anybody wants to ask me out, this is the perfect moment.
I haven't had to deal with this in a long time, but you know, if you could have gone up to like Babby, Kristen, do I ask Steven out? When do I do it? No, we have to wait another 4 months. That's what the shoujo animes say.
As a hopeless romantic, please get someone to help me so I know what the fuck I'm doing.
Real talk, there's not, as long as they're not going through like, you know,
Mhm.
something really bad has not happened to that person recently, or they're not dealing with something super intense in their personal life, you're probably fine to ask. Like, you just gotta go
Yeah.
for it. But yes, Artie's got a lot going for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a lot going for me, but maybe something's still missing. Something more that I need from life than the warmth of a friendship. More importantly, maybe one of them feels the same way. Maybe they still feel the same yearning.
Yes.
Romance, love. I'm no stranger to these things. But those were fumbling first attempts in youth. I could fumble again. Am I ready for this?
Are those sakura petals?
Yes. No.
Well, I'm still considering.
How about I run down the data?
Let's see.
Crunch those numbers, Iris.
Okay, after my analysis, here's where you stand with everybody and how your personality.
Okay.
But now that I've had weeks to understand you better, I adjust these values based on what I know each likes and.
Ooh.
So Naomi went up.
Keep going.
Naomi has a kind heart, and so do you. That's a plus. Gavin is honest and direct, but his bluntness hides a kind heart and kindly and steady. Great.
Ooh.
Ashley is an open book, ready to share with anyone. She's very sincere. You're both steady. Percy's heart is wide open to the world, as is your own. You're both very kindly. Teo is quite level-headed and responsible, despite his smirking charm. You're steady as well.
Wow, he went up a whole inch.
And that's everybody. In my final analysis, I think you are the best possible match for Ashley, Gavin, and Percy.
What
a
a
shocker.
shocker.
How
I
could
never
this
would
have
have
happened?
seen this coming.
Hmm.
All three would make a fine companion for you. Ashley, Gavin, and Percy all get along well with you and match your personality.
So, Ashley, Gavin, and Percy?
My sources say yes.
Yes! I calculate you'll have the best probability of success with.
Ooh.
Numbers. All based on numbers. High score.
Hmm. This feels weird and mechanical. Not sure I like it.
What if they? What if they're just not into people like?
Yeah, okay. Let's just run with this. I've come this far.
I feel
They're
like
so vastly different.
yeah, I feel like just run with it. Fuck
I
it, let's
almost
go
called you
with it.
Percy. I almost called you Percy. Scott, your opinion? I have several reasons to call you Percy.
Well, I don't know, Junior. What do y'all think, Miss Sam?
I
We went a full hour.
I
I
can't
saw
recommend
Will-
either of you to date anybody. I cannot do that.
I saw my window of opportunity and I leapt through it. What can I say?
So the third option then. Yuck.
Yeah,
No.
let's just run with
Yup.
this.
Is that what you're saying,
Yup.
Scott?
You guys do you, okay?
I'm
Okay.
scared.
I'm not saying that cryptically, seriously.
I
Go
know
nuts.
you're not saying it cryptically. I'm genuinely scared.
I'm okay with it. Let's just run with it.
Okay, Kristen's leading the charge. 'cause
Da-da-da! We're gonna date.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Ah!
Let's date
it's
in
weird.
love.
But you know what? My life is weird. It's surfing a deep wave of weird all the way to the shores of weirdness. So, okay, hook me up with someone whose numbers match my numbers. I'm ready to go.
Great, but I want to make sure you understand what's really going on here.
I'm software, right? I have to see the world through numbers. I see your relationships as numbers. I see your vocal tones as numbers. And I score it all. But the math is less important than the meaning. I see a number. But that number represents your free will and your heart. You chose to spend time with them. You shared good times with smiles and laughter, and sometimes even tears. This isn't like a dating website. You aren't asking a total stranger out just because the numbers match. You need to switch the causal relationship around.
I need to ask for a casual relationship?
No, a causal relationship. Get it right, God.
Causal, as in the
Oh.
cause of. You aren't spending time with them because of the numbers. The numbers exist because you wanted to spend time with them. You've been building these relationships for months. Now, you can take one to the next level. The numbers can be your guide if you let them. But follow your heart. Above all else, follow your heart. Okay?
Okay, got it.
Right. So let's not limit ourselves here. Of all those who are special to you, which one do you want to share your heart with?
Oh man, the big question. Oh no.
Big decision. But she's right. She's been watching me, listening to me, understanding me. But in the end, it's my choice, and their choice to accept my love or not. But which one do I love? Which one should I approach?
I'm gonna say save here just in case.
Alright, here we go. Whew. Oh no!
Yep.
Ah, decisions are hard.
So you guys probably already figured this out by now, but if we made all the right decisions and we spent the most amount of time with her, Juniper would also be on this list.
Yeah.
Well, alas.
Yeah, but we had to get her a jellyfish.
We had to
Ju-
get her a
just-
jellyfish.
It's
what
weird
really
It
and
was
fucked us
worth a
up.
fun and
shot.
nice like her.
Yeah. It has gonads.
That's the gonads. Oh no.
Let's do an SAT.
An
Let's
SAT
strike out-
answer.
Let's strike out. No, seriously.
Naomi,
let's strike out
no.
what we're definitely not going.
Okay.
Naomi,
We're not going
no.
for-
Teo,
we're not going for
no.
Teo, Naomi, and basically it's between Ashley, Gavin, Percy, and Queen Bee. Queen Bee's not exactly one of our
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's Gavin, Ashley, Percy, and nobody.
Hmm.
I mean, you know my top two answers.
But that also sways me to want to go against that you have an entirely new experience.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair, but
Yeah, it's like I'm very curious about Gavin, but I feel like the thing is we've spent
We
so
have the
much
most empowerment with Ashley.
Yeah, exactly. So it
Mhm.
feels kind of weird to go for Gavin or Percy. As much as I really like Gavin, we just ended up spending so much time with Ashley that I feel like it would be weird. Like I feel like it would feel disingenuous to go with Gavin or Percy as much as I really like Gavin a lot.
Mhm.
Alternatively, we don't have to choose somebody. Like, we could just remain friends with all of them.
Yeah, but Ashley and Artie would be a really cute couple.
I am kind of with Scott on this, as in like it's because of the type of person I am, just in general. If you understand that, what I mean by that,
Yeah.
where it's kind of like the entire concept is a little over my head.
Mm,
I mean, I get that.
yeah.
Eh.
I mean, I'm
Let's put it this way: if we don't date Gavin, we continue to ship him with Queen Bee and pretend as though they've been the whole time.
So we could just eliminate Gavin now and just ship him with Queen Bee.
Jokes aside, honestly speaking, I don't like. I weirdly feel less close to Percy recently.
Really?
Yeah. Like I feel closer to Percy, but not in any sort of romantic fashion. As in, like,
Oh, that's fair. No, of
Mhm.
course.
he's been like kind of pushed on the side. As in, like, I worry about you, friend, and I like having conversations with you, but I don't know if I would date thee.
I see Percy more as a friend than I do as a lover, personally.
I mean,
Hmm.
the thing is, in general, I haven't seen much like romantic chemistry between Artie and any of them.
It's been mostly friendergy.
Friendergy, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Like, like it's more like I'm curious about like what a date with Ashley would be like because I like the character,
Hmm.
but like
Mhm.
it doesn't really feel true to who Artie has been as a character. I mean,
I think we.
we
sorry.
did choose like the middle of the road dating option at the start of the game.
Mhm.
So this is probably that result. I mean, I guess
You know what? I don't want chat to pick, but I want chat's opinion.
Well, okay, yeah, I was gonna say let's see what chat thinks, and then let's take their input and decide from there.
Yeah.
So, chat, what you think? Meanwhile, I'm gonna stare at this dying light over top of the bunny.
The dying light over the bunny.
The burnt out light. That's what it is.
It's doing its best.
It's trying.
Super Iron Spider says nobody because it seems like the most interesting choice. Two Flower says the game will continue even if you go friendship and nobody is a valid choice.
Mhm.
Thank you, Two Flower. Two Flower, however, also told us nobody die alone. Thanks!
Nobody what?
Two Flower says I like Gavin or nobody, mostly because I never see streamers take those. Oh, interesting! Let's see.
Like, that's the thing with me. I'm like, road less traveled. Road less traveled.
I do, exactly. That's actually part of why I was pulled toward Gavin, because I was like, I feel like I'm being pushed away from him, and yet that makes me
I
want him
kind of
more.
want to talk to him.
Yeah.
And be like, yo, you deserve love, big man.
The Phoenix. Given Artie's character, you know what? Let me think about this. Hold on.
I like how we consider Artie as an autonomous.
No, Artie has their own opinions, and we should respect them.
Like that wasn't me joking. That was me.
I know, like I'm saying it like it's a joke, but I really genuinely feel that way. It's honest. I find it funny because it's not usually how I feel when it comes to like visual novels and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Ferenz says, I'm curious about the guys. I haven't seen their romance routes, and based on the routes I have seen, it's interesting to see where they'd go. Let's see here. The tough thing about going for Gavin is I'm worried we might not, like... I'm worried it might not be enough for Gavin.
Gavin was our second highest after all the other stuff was like, but he was really high after all.
That's true.
Yeah.
Listen, we're very reasonable. We're a very reasonable Artie.
Apparently Artie is very reasonable. Felt, and it's like a thing that like apparently having both the balance and the heart is what made him go up so much.
Nice.
Oh shit, Internet Bot Away makes a good point too.
Want to see more streams like this? I don't know. We'd be watching us fail to make decisions for a long time. I don't know if I want to see that stream. Okay. So, I'm seeing a lot of different options here.
That's, yeah, actually, now that you bring it up, that's kind of a good point. If Percy is suffering arrhythmia and ends up kicking the bucket,
then it will be a tragedy!
Murder God descends.
So,
Sounds like it'll be sad! Friends, picture Artie and Gavin sitting down together to their taxes.
God.
The true power
I
couple.
just Artie and Gavin playing.
Alright, so personally, in order from first to third, not going with fourth or below, my top options are Ashley, Nobody, or Gavin.
Yeah, now that you mentioned like the ways that apparently our scores went up for Gavin according to Iris, I think I'd go with Gavin or Nobody or Ashley.
I'm also leaning Gavin, Nobody, or Ashley.
We're
Or
in a bit
Nobody,
of a-
Gavin, Ashley. Either way, Ashley.
Yeah.
We're in a
my
bit of a
lesser option.
deadlock.
Yeah, we are in a bit of a deadlock.
You know what I think this calls for?
What?
A 6-minute late break.
We do actually need to take a break. By the time we get back, we'll have a decision.
Booga booga booga. And I saved right before the
Yep, we
So,
will be right
the game
back,
crashes, we will be
everyone.
fine.
Bye. We'll be back. Bye. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
My boss, Gavin's a coworker. I know it's difficult, but he's a mature adult, and I think we could make.
and you are quite a good match to boot. Okay, I wish you the best of luck, Artie. Going silent for the evening. Enjoy.
I'm just imagining Iris like kind of pressing her face against our phone
Yeah.
screen, going like in our fucking pocket.
Romance.
So
Romance.
gonna make out, or?
I slip my phone back into my pocket and, gathering my resolve, approach him. Gavin stays on the outer fringes of the group, aloof and cool, like always. How hard will it be to crack that cool exterior, I wonder?
He did
That's
put
what
his
we
shirt-
want to find out!
He did put his shirt back on. He's more in control now, less likely to suddenly
control.
challenge someone.
Hey Gavin, you got a moment?
How can I help you, Artie?
I was wondering if you had made any evening plans yet.
Yes, actually. There's a club a short ways off the main drag of the boardwalk I wanted to visit.
I suppose.
Would you like to accompany me? I wouldn't be adverse to some fine company.
Okay, this may be easier than I thought it'd be.
Yay!
Because I also had a brief moment where I remembered how hard we tried to get this guy in the top 3 in the first face. Of course we should have.
No pressure.
But given the circumstances and Gavin's belief in absolute honesty, I should be upfront about this.
Gavin, I want to. Oh, wow. Okay.
I'd love to go out with you, Gavin. Go out with you, I mean.
Huh?
Yes, that's what I.
His expression!
I see.
Don't look at me like that.
Oh no.
Please say yes. Please say yes. Please say yes.
Very well.
Yes!
Yes, I'd love to go out with you on this fine evening. But first, we need to establish some clear expectations concerning our relationship status.
Oh, I wouldn't want it any other way, you nerd.
We should be careful.
Currently, we are both employed by the Funplex. This may cause additional difficulties, should we find ourselves granting unwarranted favor to each other, or should things turn sour.
That's fair.
That's fair.
I wouldn't want to proceed forward unless we have a clear understanding that our work situation and our personal situation should remain entirely distinct and separate. It wouldn't be fair to you, to me, or to our co-workers if we allow our feelings to get in the way of the Funplex itself in any manner. Do we have an accord?
I love it when he asks that question.
Right? Do we have an accord? Oh, good.
Seriously? No, go ahead.
Seriously? Am I signing a prenup or something? Feels excessive.
I understand. Go for it.
Go ahead. No.
I understand completely. We can be adults about this.
I think I need some clarification here. What do you mean?
It's I can understand completely. That is
I can understand
Yeah,
completely.
Agreed.
yeah.
Honestly, I should have been expecting this. I kind of was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if he's not technically my boss, we've got a very unique relationship at work. One that could get ugly if things got ugly between us. And I wouldn't want him to offer me a salary raise before offering Naomi. I understand completely. We have to be sensible and mature about all this. My feelings for you and what's best for the Funplex need to be two different things. Honestly, I wouldn't want it any other way. I'd feel uncomfortable if we didn't make it clear up front.
Then we have an accord.
We made a good decision. Do you ever feel 5? Do you ever feel like you're 5?
Oh, I feel much older than 5 in this moment.
let me rephrase that because I just. Do you ever feel giddy?
Yes.
Just a little... Oh, sorry.
Yes.
And a firm handshake to boot. But as proof this isn't some business transaction, he tugs that handshake into a light hug.
Oh! Oh my god!
Gavin. I'm hugging Gavin. I didn't think that was possible. Not that he'd never show me affection, but that he'd be hugging type. It's a side of him I've never seen before.
I am grateful for this. I'll admit to some cowardice that I hadn't asked you first.
God. You wanted to go out with me? He releases me after, still smiling.
Absolutely. Given our unique circumstances, I didn't feel it would be right for me to make that first move, however. It'll put you in an uncomfortable situation.
He's so considerate.
He's so thoughtful. I appreciate the bro and I are just like over here losing our shit, and Scott's just like, yep.
And what? You guys cut out, so I couldn't.
Bro and I over here losing our shit, and you're just like, yep.
You can't see it. I'm just sitting here with the most smug ass grin on my face.
I'd say I'm in
Shut up, Scott.
I'd say I'm I'm in a comfortable situation right now.
Don't.
Read the second option.
Yeah,
Scott.
read the second option, Scott.
Oh, gladly. I'm totally gonna tell Naomi you're a hugger.
Nothing awkward about it. I'm glad we're here now.
I'd say I'm in a comfortable situation right now. Yes!
Let's go for the hard option.
Yes. As funny as the I'm totally gonna tell Naomi you're a hugger.
Oh no, that wouldn't be funny at all. I'm genuinely getting bad vibes.
Yeah, he wouldn't like it.
God. Scott, do you have an opinion or are you too busy being smug?
I'm too busy being smug, my dude. You do you.
Okay.
Alright, let's go, Kristen. This is our rodeo now. Scott's
This is
just
our
on
rodeo now.
I'm tempted to just leap into his arms for another hug.
Oh, Artie, you nerd!
In fact, that's exactly what I do.
Yes!
I'm perfectly comfortable right where I am. I've always felt comfortable around you. Even in the more intense times around the arcade, you've been the hand that kept me feeling like things would be okay. So, be it work or pleasure, I'm comfortable with you.
Yeah. You do me far too much credit, Artie.
He's blushing!
But thank you. Now, as for our date itself, I did have evening plans, and sharing them with you doesn't change that. If anything, it enhances them.
Oh,
There's a side of me I'd love to share with you. If you're open-minded enough, it's a bit wild of me, I suppose.
What? Gavin, what?
You? Wild?
Gavin is secretly a biker.
You? Go on, please.
That's not to say it's that I'm about to shock you with some torrid, lustful fixation of mine.
Save that for the
I-
fanfiction.
Hey, no, I'm not kink shaming.
No. It's, well, I suppose I should keep it a surprise now to milk it for all it's worth.
Oh my god!
I love him! I love him!
He's so good!
Remember when we all weren't sure about this decision?
I'm so glad about this decision!
I'm so happy!
I love him so much! Okay, let's continue.
Let's go. With that, Gavin offers his arm to me.
Ah!
Shall we walk there? It's a lovely evening for a stroll.
Ah!
Are you okay, Kristen? Yeah, she's fine.
I accept his arm, trying to be even half as graceful and confident right now. And together, we walk down the boardwalk. He leads me down a side street, away from the main drag of glittery lights and wandering tourists. Not exactly the wrong side of the tracks, flotsam of the tourist town through and through, but certainly far from the places I know. And soon we arrive at... a barcade? A quiet little bar plus arcade that, the games are muted, playing quietly, smoke drifts through the air, a thick haze of it with the smell of liquor following after. On stage, a small arrangement of jazz musicians play a steady arcade roots bleed through those funky synth tones. It's got the feel of an old speakeasy or a rundown burlesque club, the right balance of greasy sleaze and classy dignity.
Wait,
Gavin.
wait. Hang on. Look at the menu. Second one from the top.
Pangy Paradise!
Arcade spirits.
And below arcade spirits. I see what you did there, game.
it's the cheapest one. Why is it the cheapest? God. I love it. I
Also,
love
just
that for
fancy
us.
drink.
Fancy drink.
Fancy drink.
Fancy drink.
Ooh, a fancy drink. I'm digging this. I'm digging this vibe.
Right?
Gavin takes a deep breath and coughs slightly, but otherwise seems at peace.
We should get a table towards the back.
Oh.
There's no need to be right by the stage. Somewhere away from the spotlight, where we can talk and simply enjoy the experience.
The experience.
Is this a naughty experience? Wait, no. That's the second one. Sorry. Is this a naughty experience?
This is a naughty experience.
Okay, what's the deal?
Okay, what's the deal?
Okay, what's the deal?
Okay,
Yeah.
what's the deal?
Okay, I'm confused. How is this in any way wild?
Well, it's just
Gavin gestures around the place. Oh, baby.
this. Jazz specifically.
Oh!
Oh, he likes jazz.
So what you're saying, Gavin, is you like jazz?
He likes jazz.
He likes jazz.
Despite my best efforts to keep my inner life a thing for my own enjoyment, you've all learned I love pinball, yes?
With such a supple wrist, yes. Artie, you've been dating for like 30
Shut
minutes.
face. Shut face. Jazz is similar for me. It's order over chaos. Chaos dancing within order.
I'm gonna cry. He understands jazz.
The best musicians don't simply play back a score, like code through a chip. They feel each other, the flow and pattern, and play off each other. Here, close your eyes for a moment.
Okay.
Now, just let it wash over you. There's structure to it, yes. Time beat and backbeat. But there's also a sense of there's also a sense of joy in the music. Is that a typo?
No?
Okay.
Oh, sense of joy.
Yeah, you're correct.
Okay.
That's fine.
Eh. But there's also a sense of joy in the music, a feeling expressed without words. A pure wish to be alive, here and now in this moment. No two performances are the same, even when playing the same song. Madness, in a way. Wild and free. And I love it.
He really does. He gets jazz. That makes me so happy.
That's so good.
You get jazz.
He does though.
He looks so happy, so at peace. No furrowed brow or exasperated clock like solving problems. Sit back and listen.
Sit back and listen.
Oh, sit back and listen.
Yes.
I can feel it. Like, I feel like he just would appreciate it more if we just...
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Some elements repeat, some don't. It flows, one song to the next. Not like a curated streaming music playlist, a bunch of pop radio singles crammed together. It's more of a whole experience. Gavin notices me enjoying the music and offers a smile.
Thank you.
I'm glad I could share this with you. No doubt I'd enjoy coming alone, but it'd be a different flavor. A more sedate and solitary experience. This having someone with me, well, it's new for me, I'll admit to that. But contrary to popular opinion, I do love a wildcard variable or two in my life.
I'm not that wild. I mean, we're very similar, yes? I'm pretty sure my iris has calculated that out to 12 decimal.
It's less a matter of personality and more a matter of how to phrase this. Novelty?
So I'm like the silly prizes at the ticket desk?
Yeah, sleeve. I mean, novelty as in newsness.
Newness?
Newness?
Newness. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm looking at two things at once.
It's okay.
Just having someone else in my life is a wildcard variable. As you no doubt imagined, I was content to be alone, much of the time. Or so I'd imagined as well. Drinks. I believe we should have drinks.
Oh.
What would you enjoy?
Uh,
Oh my.
Bourbon?
Whiskey?
Wine?
Scotch?
Water.
water.
I don't know anything about alcohol. I don't drink.
I wish Split was here.
Right? I'm like, God damn it, where is my big brother when you need him?
So,
I don't know if it matters, really.
Probably doesn't matter too much.
If it were me, I would say either wine or water, but that's just me.
Like, I feel like I'm having a good time. Like, okay, I always order water, like, drinking like that.
Where are the fruity drinks? Where's my pina colada? Where's my sangria?
I feel scotch.
Feeling scotch?
What's up?
Gavin feels like a scotch kind of man.
I mean, I am voicing him, so...
Do you
You're
think
fired.
he's a scotch kind of man? Okay.
No, I don't know. Just something about him feels like scotch to me.
What makes you say that?
I don't know. It just always has struck me as a pretty classy kind of drink, like a scotch
It's
on the
what
rocks.
James Bond drinks.
Also that.
I always thought wine was more of a classy drink, personally.
It depends.
See, wine is classy depending on where you
Yeah, other
like.
like
drinking wine in a bar is kind of weird.
yeah, like a bar is more bourbon, whiskey, and scotch. Wine is less like wine is more of a thing that you'd have at like, you know, dinner or something like that. Or you're a wine mom, in which case it's wine o'clock, am I right, ladies?
All I know about scotch, and it's a very limited amount, is that it's just made from malted barley. That's the extent of my knowledge.
Hmm.
Like, I'm either going. Oh God, they're all such good options. I wish Split were here.
Right?
He'd be like, you know what, you need to get that man a blank, and
And he would know, and he would be correct.
he'd be giving his alcohol opinions right now.
Split,
Alcohol
what would
opinion.
you get an intelligent, classy black man? Wait.
What would you get Brodingles out of?
I forgot we're basically dating Brodingles. The choice between
Alright.
between Brodingles,
Alright,
Kristen,
bro.
or
I,
nobody.
well,
What
yeah,
would you
no, you are
get?
basically dating. God. I feel like we're having like a good time together, so
So what? You cut out.
I said I feel like we'd want to get actual alcohol in this case because this is like a loose-ish kind of time.
Yeah.
Though I will say if it does come out that Gavin just straight up doesn't drink at the end of this decision, I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see. Bourbon is fancy and it goes smooth.
Bourbon is fancy.
Bourbon is fan. I wouldn't go for wine. Like I said, I wine is like an I'm having thing.
Yeah.
Is it what?
Wine goes with dinner. I'm not really listening to jazz. Like if I'm gonna drink wine, I'm gonna not at a bar.
Mhm.
I suppose.
Whiskey is weird.
No to whiskey.
And so basically it's between bourbon and scotch.
Yeah.
And I feel like
I don't know why, but I'm just following a stereotype. I'm picturing bourbon.
Let's try bourbon.
going with bourbon.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, bourbon. A glass of fine bourbon, please.
Ah,
Yeah.
Excellent
Nice.
drink for Jazz.
Actually, bourbon is a good drink for Jazz.
The stereotypes
Very
are
well.
true. I'll return shortly with your drink, my dear.
Artie is dear. Yeah.
Or is my dear a bit too forward since our first outing for our first outing together?
No, it's
appreciate it.
perfect.
It's fine. It's fine.
Ah, excellent.
This is happening, right? Gavin and I. Me and Gavin. Whichever is grammatically correct. I feel a burning need for proper grammar in his presence.
Right?
Too good to be true, and yet here we are. Once upon a time, I'd assumed nothing good could happen to a member of the Net family, but, well, Mom and Dad loved each other, yeah? Even in troubled times, they stuck together. There was shouting over household finances, but not in hate, and in very aggressive problem solving.
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to see what that drink in the back is. Overpriced what?
There's overscotch.
Overpriced generic
Drink.
something. Oh, that's great. Rough
That's
day.
valid.
Rough day.
I'm gonna get me a rough day milk.
I'm sorry, I should have interrupted. I'm just really amused by the names of these
I mean,
drinks.
that's fair. That's good.
Oh wait, the rough day is $3 and milk 50.
Are we spending $300 on a lemonade again? I'm
We were
glad someone
family.
got that.
I was always so focused on my own misery and the way I always had to settle for what we had, to realize that we had wasn't all bad. And here and now, I'm with Gavin, living in this one moment, like the music that wafts through the arcade. No matter what else happens, we have this together.
Artie?
God, surprised me there. Sorry, was just a bit deep in thought. Gavin sets down our drinks, settled back on and at the table.
What about?
About family, I guess?
It's a bit early to be thinking about marriage, isn't it? Well, I am dedicating myself to you in this moment, as I prefer to live a life with sincerity. I'm not exactly demanding a proposal 10 minutes into our first date.
No, not that.
I mean, at least buy me dinner first, you know.
Just how my family held fast despite the storms. How much that reminds me of you.
Oh,
Ah.
guys.
I wish I could say the same of my own family. But you already know that.
Oh, right. He told me before how his family were overachievers who refused to acknowledge their own inherited advantages. Not a lot of love lost in that mess.
But I do know what you mean.
Indeed.
What we have, even just as co-workers, as members of the Funplex, is a tightly knit bond. What we found on this evening is another layer of that bond. A new instrument in the mix to carry my rather bellabord jazz metaphor to its breaking point.
Belabored.
Thank you, belabored. I'm tired.
No, it's okay. I'm the local
Mentally.
asshole here to tell people how to pronounce it.
I am I'm a member of the grammar force, not the spelling force.
I just know a lot of words and don't know how to pronounce them. I know how to use them in a sentence.
With
That's
our
fair.
powers combined.
That's a mood.
And while I'll hold true to my bond with everyone in the Funplex, I swear to hold with absolute faith and truth to you.
Good decision. Gavin.
It's heavy-handed, I know. But I know no other way to live. So for as long as you want me to be by your side, I'll be here. No matter the difficulties, the hardships. And should you want to part, you would find me understanding.
Oh my god!
I don't want.
I know. I'm simply saying, my devotion is conditional on your consent.
He reaches out and embraces my hand, fingers intertwine, mine and his.
Oh, we got to the crazy hand holding, the steamiest part.
As long as you need me, I will be here. For now, let's just enjoy this evening together.
I'm excited to draw the thumbnail for this, but like I can't put spoilers in the thumbnail, so it's gonna be like question mark, and then it's gonna be a drawing of our. And then quiet again, save for the flowing music and my own thoughts.
And for some reason, a very high-pitched E coming from the background.
Okay.
Is it wrong that my brain is thinking like all three of these, but in that as in like, saying?
Right? Gavin's way more intense
Interesting.
than I was expecting.
But this is exactly what I was hoping for.
I'm not sure what to make of all this yet.
Right?
Like all three of those, but like in that order.
No, that's yeah, exactly. I think more intense than I was expecting might start heading in a more negative direction.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's negative. So
yeah,
I'm just like,
so
I mean, that might just be the connotation behind it, so...
yeah, but the way usually when people say stuff like that in regards to relationships at the start, they mean it in a negative way. This is exactly what I was hoping for. I'm not sure what to make of this.
Not sure what to make of all this yet.
like here's the thing for this. Say what you're gonna say.
I like this is exactly what I was hoping for, personally.
I wonder why.
We should have figured out how intense he was, just like in general by now.
Yeah, he's
So,
always been
like-
an intense person, honestly, so this makes sense.
It's like it makes sense for him to love intense.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, bro. Are we dating bro still?
We're still dating, bro.
Okay.
Listen. I am very like, I haven't dated, so I can just get that off the table. But when it comes to like this kind of stuff, I'm kind of the same way. As in, it's just like, oh no,
Fair
no, no,
enough.
no, 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 no. You are important. You know, this is how this goes. I'm sorry.
fair.
I love you. That's too bad.
Alas, I love you. Whoops.
Whoops.
I can't believe it.
This is exactly what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew that underneath his simple and honest exterior there was passion. Maybe not this much, but I have to admit that this is what I was hoping for. I've never been loved this intensely, this suddenly. It's a huge shift from how I've interacted with him before, that's to be sure, but I could get used to this, honestly, this devotion. Or I could suggest he tone it down a little, maybe take things a little slower at the start. Hey, Gavin?
Yes?
I accept it!
Slow down.
I accept!
I don't know.
I think you're the deciding factor here, bro.
I don't know.
We could
Because
ask
part of me is
chat.
just like, yeah, because part of me is just like,
Like, a small part of me is nervous just because, like, this level of passion at the very start can be, like...
I don't want him to get hurt. Like, I'm really worried.
Coming from someone who has been this person in this kind of relationship
Wait, which
and has
this?
gotten her. I have come on strong before,
Mm.
so
It's like, if someone were to like talk to me like this, I wouldn't tell them to stop until like maybe the second date.
Mhm.
Because I'm just like, we just started dating 30 minutes ago, and it's like, oh my god, I'm 5.
Mm.
I'm soft.
I just want to say yes.
Everyone's screaming, "Do it, you coward!"
It's just such a good. It's just like it's such an overwhelmingly loving thing, and I just want that for our child.
Do you, Bro Dingles, accept Bro Dingles as your lawfully wedded?
Oh god, I could never date Mia. You don't.
A little late for that, my dude.
uh,
I get like.
let's do it. Let's do it as cowards.
I accept!
We're accepting.
I accept!
Oh, okay.
Whoa. Are you certain you feel this intensely about me? I just want to make sure your heart is clear.
So, if I asked you to douse yourself in olive oil and feed me grapes while fanning me,
I feel the same way. I'll be true to you as you're true to me.
No!
Third option.
I
Third
wouldn't.
option.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
option.
feeling the
I'm
third
not
option.
gonna say do it, but there's that little part of me that's like, please do the second one. You know?
No.
I just don't think it would. I don't think Gavin would.
No.
Like
It
that.
doesn't fit this moment, honestly.
It
He's
doesn't.
being very yeah.
No, of course.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think. Well, on the
Third
other hand,
option.
he might appreciate like us being like hey, think about this.
That is true.
I actually think I prefer that one because the thing is, he's such a level-headed guy overall.
Yeah, he is such a level-headed guy overall. My brain is thinking, God, what would I like to hear? But
Exactly.
so like, because we put this into the perspective of what would I like to hear, I would like to like
What would
I'd
Artie
appreciate
like
both.
to hear?
It's no like what I would like to hear.
Okay.
It's like because I would appreciate either one, as in like, are you sure about it? I'd be like, oh my god, they're making sure that I'm sure about this. I am, for the
Mhm.
record. But like secondarily, it's like, I guess at the end of the conversation, I'd want it to end up being okay. I reciprocate,
Yeah,
Mhm,
because then otherwise there'd always be this question.
yeah.
mhm.
But I feel like we could go in that direction, even if
I'm feeling. Are you certain you feel this intensely about me?
we're making sure his heart is clear.
Yeah.
Because I want to protect Gavin. I want to protect
I
him.
want to protect Gavin.
If this is going to be a relationship built on absolute honesty, I want to make sure you're truly ready for this. Do you really love me this much that you devote yourself to me the way you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. And I will.
Take this matter seriously.
This is my modus, Artie. When I've decided my desires, I pursue them to the absolute fullest. I abandoned my family wealth to become my own man. I embraced the Funplex to protect its dreams. And now, I embrace you as a kindred spirit and partner.
Yo, I'm fucking 5, yo.
You love him so much.
I'm incapable of offering anything less than the very best I can manage.
God.
Which is not to say I'm infallible. And if I misstep, if I do anything to make you uncomfortable, I want you to tell me.
He's trying his best, I'll give him that. And he's got an earnest desire to see me happy. Okay, I can be honest with you. I know I can be honest with you.
Through honesty, I'm sure we'll both find a comfortable place to inhabit together. Thank you, Artie. I couldn't ask for more.
Please, game, don't make me lie to Gavin.
Thank you. Thank you for this lovely evening, Artie. Thank you. To be perfectly honest, it's the finest evening I've had in years. As you no doubt can imagine, I don't really get out much. I rarely do anything simply for pleasure. Too costly, too pointless, too wasteful. At most, I'd head out to a club like this maybe once a month. Or perhaps take in a movie when I couldn't argue myself out of it by saying I should just stream it when it's out later this year. That's cheaper.
Oh.
God.
But having someone to share such pleasures in life with, well, that's a different matter, isn't it? Being in a relationship is the perfect excuse for me to spend more evenings enjoying life, rather than sitting around at home. I'm entertaining for two now, you see.
I'd hope I'm more than a perfect excuse. Gavin chuckles playfully.
I would put emphasis on perfect above excuse in your case, Artie.
So smooth.
He's supposed to just slide in there.
And I've no more excuses to avoid life, have I? Not with someone I can share it with.
I like how he's emphasizing how we packed soft.
I can't exactly promise a whirlwind of romance, but I've made my intent clear. My dedication? I can at the very least promise interesting times.
A toast then? May we live in interesting times?
Oh.
Here, here.
We softly clink our glasses together, exchanging this vow. From there, it's more drinks, more jazz, and more conversation. I grow more and more comfortable as the evening goes on, and we learn more about each other, grow to know each other. But the hour grows late, and Gavin's a firm believer in a healthy bedtime, so he offers to walk me back to my hotel. And an incessant buzzing in my pocket reminds me of another stop we need to away.
Mm-hmm. What sort of stop?
It's a surprise, my own little surprise, after yours.
Oh,
I'm
fuck,
sorry!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kristen, I don't think I've ever heard you this excited before.
It's really cute. Also, that's a very nice beach. It's a nice painting.
God, Iris was right. A 99.97 chance of romance success if you take your special someone on a moonlit seaside stroll. With Gavin at my side, watching the waves gently roll into a flotsam beach, I feel completely at peace.
I've never been one for natural wonders, but I will admit that this is absolutely wonderful.
Can we come back sometime? I mean, I know the Funplex is going to be busy with business on the uptick, but
But we can always make time to enjoy life. You've my promise on that.
oh, oh. And that's how Gavin and I found each other. I'd call our lunchtime party the high water mark. One perfect moment in time, but I was wrong. This was it. And in the difficult weeks ahead, I'd clung to the high water mark in hopes that we'd way again.
Oh.
Level 5 of Arcade Spirits. So far, you've scored 16,950 points. You're winning friends and influencing people. Oh, and pizza fact time! 3 of the top 10 weeks of pizza consumption occur in January. More pizza is consumed during the big game week than any other week of the year.
Ah,
That
yes,
makes
the
sense.
game.
The game.
Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 6?
And
Okay,
then
so
we
we
gotta
have a
save.
half hour. Do we want to
We
try
should
going-
probably stop here, honestly.
Yeah. Before
Like,
this all comes crashing down.
We should probably stop here.
Yeah. Alright,
I'm in
let's-
a good mood.
Yep.
I don't want to ruin it.
I don't want this to hurt me, especially given Two Flowers giving us mysterious smiley faces in the chat. Which I
We're-
don't trust.
Yeah. We're getting close to some interesting stuff.
Alright, so let's
God.
save and then I guess we can head into post show. Alright, so for those of you watching this on YouTube, we do post-show things on Twitch, so if you want to, like, ask us questions and things, or listen to people ask us questions, you can, like, check us out on Twitch. We stream a lot. We've been streaming this a lot. It'll, you know, keep an eye on our social media. You'll know when it's up. Alright, so, to everyone on YouTube, I think it's time to say goodbye, right?
It's time to say goodbye.
Goodbye, goodbye,
Bye bye bye.
goodbye.